Sorry in large part for that paint job there. Alright. We have kind of some stairs here with a little bit of a mat. The stairs were donated. They came off a stage, so, you know, they've taken many people up to greatness as they now take us. And come on inside. So people will be wondering about the square footage. It's about the size of my king-size mattress that I had to sell before moving in here. It's about 7 1/3 by 7 2/3, so a little more than 50 square feet, I think, if my math is correct. On the downstairs, of course, there's an upstairs as well. All right, where to begin? Well, we can start with the door, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to get this whole thing in a shot of any sort.
Yeah, you maybe just stand as far back on the wall as you can.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm keeping it, again, this is a pretty small house compared to, like, most tiny houses. Super inexpensive. I've got the receipts, I'm going through them. It's looking like it's somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 for everything. And I didn't reclaim as much stuff as you could if you, you know, had time to do it. But I did the whole thing in less than a month, so really short time frame, moving out of my old house and into a new place for the semester.
So how long have you been in here?
Ooh, what is it now? October, so going on 3 months now. Yeah, I moved in around the transition to August, so August, September, moving into 3 months. Here we have stuff that's just kind of hanging on what hangs the shower curtain. This is my sink. You might have seen these things on the internet in various places. It holds a tiny propane tank. Over here, you screw it in, and that's where you get your hot water from. Comes out of the sink. There's an attachment for taking showers and stuff, that kind of thing. It goes in there. It's kind of designed for outdoor use because as it burns the propane. First off, propane can collect, so you have to be careful. You can smell the propane, though. I don't know if it's denatured or naturally smells that way. But you keep from exploding by ventilating. That's my strategy. Also ventilating to get that carbon monoxide out when it's burning. I don't really use that much, so it doesn't burn a whole lot, but I do have a carbon monoxide detector that we'll get to just to make sure I'm not going to like carbon monoxide myself to sleep forever. Yeah, so this is the sink. This is where we wash dishes and whatnot. Wash your hands, that kind of thing. Or you can set it down there and stand in it for taking a shower. And again, the shower curtain kind of goes around here. And this is the shampoo and stuff. And it all works on this 5-gallon jug here, which I fill in the hose outside. And so you can usually take a shower in 5 gallons or wash dishes with 5 gallons. Mostly the rinsing is what takes all the water when you're doing dishes. But there's that. Here's my window. At some point I'd like to figure out a screen system. But ooh, man, it feels so good outside today. But here, there's that window, which is good when you want to like get some fresh air in here, that kind of thing. Got some cross cylinders there in the window box. Alright, so let's see here. Moving right along, we have the refrigerator. It's kind of a tradition to have a beer along with a tiny house tour. So, Laurie, can I interest you in one?
Definitely.
Alright, I'm actually going to go cider myself. Put it here.
I think that's a great tradition.
I think it's a fun tradition as well. Alright.
Ooh, the exotic Yingling.
Traditions are important. They help hold our society together. Alright, so let's see. We got some stuff ready to go in the compost bin. Some muffins we didn't get to, unfortunately. Went bad a little sooner than we were expecting. Some implements. This is one of my main sources from electricity. All the electricity in this house comes through a 100-foot heavy gauge extension cable, and it comes up through the floor down here. We'll get the chair out of the way. Right here. And it runs through a gauge. Oh god, that was my carbon monoxide detector. It temporarily became unplugged. And it will let you know if that happens. But there is a gauge here that will tell us, what's today, the 4th? I've used less than $2 of electricity, so that's nice. I mean, that doesn't count the resistance going through the electricity. the power cable that comes out here. But with the air conditioner, all the cooking implements, less than $2 so far, so that's good. Let's see here. Yeah. So again, we've got all the refrigerator, the microwave, the lamp, the secondary monitor, the laptop. That's all coming off there. Let's talk about other cooking elements. I got a stove that I can bring down and set either on the microwave or on the desk. It's got 2 eyes, so that's nice. And then we have the toaster oven here on the shelf. This is one of those propane tanks that I use for the water heater. And then just various doodads, a game of Travel Battleship, some playing cards.
So do you cook much in your toaster oven?
I cook all the time in my toaster oven. Cookies are a specialty. I love those. We had some very delicious croissant this morning. So yeah, what did we cook in there last night? A lasagna, right. It was delicious. It was so good. There are, as you're looking at like the fact that we have one power cable that, essentially does all the electricity, there are limits on how much you can cook at one time, like pretty much one appliance at a time. And that includes the air conditioner. I usually cut off the air conditioner if I'm cutting something or cooking something. But yeah, okay, where were we here? Here we have the closet. Welcome to my closet. We're drying a towel here. We've got recycling here. If we run out of beer, there's more PBR back there. Also, a backpacker guitar is back there. It's in its case there.
Yeah, that aligns pretty well with the tiny house philosophy, I think.
I think so. You gotta have a tiny guitar for a tiny house.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So everyone's always like, "So where do you poop, Daniel?" And you can poop in a lot of different places, not wherever you like, I guess. But if you're gonna poop here, there are a couple things you need. You need a toilet. Usually, you get other people to leave the room if you're gonna be pooping down here. Or whatever. Go to the loft, maybe even go outside, depending on, whatever. Got toilet paper ready to go. What else do we need? You know what? We'll just go ahead and get rid of this compost in the traditional way. Set that back there. We've got sawdust that comes out of here, so whatever you do in there, cover it with sawdust. We'll do a little demonstration of that.
Ah, composting.
Yeah, a little bit of that. And they're right. If you do it right, it doesn't smell. So this is not something I have to worry about. I started out storing the toilet outside underneath my trap door, which I'll show you. But nowadays, I kind of just leave it inside. I might make it like a nice little box or something. But, it's not. I was worried about it being a big, hazard and really funky smelling and stuff. But it's turned out really well. It's just easier to keep it inside, so I'll probably do that. I'm just going to take a couple bowlfuls of the sawdust as I get this from a local lumber mill, which we do have here in Tallahassee. And there's actually a lot of lumber down here. Cover that up, and that goes there. And then here, I'll show you the trapdoor. The trapdoor is also where I keep my propane. I store my propane outside whenever I'm not taking a shower. So, lift that up right there. Drop this down in a super large Tupperware. Close it on back. Store my sawdust. And then you can wash your hands. Hand sanitizer, some combination thereof, probably a good idea. Alright, so there's that. Here we have the bar over here with the booze. The dishes. Dirty clothes or dirty dishes rack here, waiting for the next round of dishes being done. Then various storage, laundry. Here's my trash can. Got to keep a tiny trash can for a tiny house. Let's see. Same thing, storage over here. Here's my infirmary, cotton swabs, band-aids. What you're gonna need sometime. Laurie's viola and music stand. Spices, right? So, that's the other thing I didn't say about this house. So a lot of times you see a tiny house and there are like lots of nooks and crannies and it's all kind of integrated together, sort of, which is neat, but that takes a lot of time, a lot of money, little bit of skill with carpentry, not that much, but some of it does. And you'll notice that everything here is largely on shelves. There are very few things that are custom built as like little nooky things in this house. There's kind of that little thing that the sink is on that I built just for this house. And there's the trap door, which is kind of neat. Which is, oh, by the way, I think the trap door is one of the ways to get in and out of the house if you wanted to, although I've never used it for that. Anyway, this house, since I've got such a tiny trailer, the idea is that it bolts apart. And I didn't mention this earlier. It bolts,
important.
Right, it bolts apart and it goes in 2 loads. That's my plan. You could probably get this house down the road, but it's just not a heavy-duty trailer, which you need if you're going to be doing that stuff. And the construction's not heavy-duty. It's fairly lightweight construction. It's a small thing and it's pretty sturdy, but it's not super duper, I don't know, heavy. The idea is that I use shelves and hangy things instead of building everything integrated into the walls. The walls come down. You just unbolt the walls. The roof, I tried the bolting concept. I talked about that earlier with the trying to make the roof with tar and everything, tar paper and shingles, but it's just too heavy. So the roof takes a little bit of building. But right, we're on a tour. Okay, so maybe it's time to go upstairs. Alright, here's the ladder. This ladder was an interesting experiment. It started out just as like us having some wood lying around, and Laurie, who was there for much of the construction, just started building it, and it's actually worked out pretty well. So if I was going to do it again, I would maybe, I think we've found that if we kind of cut off the sides so that you kind of like follow the pattern of whatever your feet are, kind of, but if you want to stand on one level, it would be good to have them going both ways. So that's just if you're building a tiny house or something in the future. All right. All right. So a couple of things up here. So film it again?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Sitting headroom up here in the loft. A couple of key features. First off, we have a baffle here that's made out of the lid to that giant Tupperware that holds the propane in the toilet underneath the desk downstairs. And I'm not sure, there's probably a better solution to this, but it helps direct the air conditioner downstairs a little bit. And it keeps the air conditioner from blowing directly on you when you're sleeping, which, I mean, some people like fans blowing on them, but I'm like the opposite of that. So there's that. There's a dehumidifier over here, a little baby dehumidifier. I think it costs like $35, $40, and it works probably better than these things. These are rechargeable dehumidifiers that you plug in, which you can use, but I think they're meant more for closets than, full rooms or tiny houses. So you want me to take the camera while you climb up here?
Okay.
This is the view going downstairs.
There's a foot in the way.
There's a foot. This is Laurie climbing the ladder.
Oops, I brought my shoes with me this time. I don't know why.
Kick them on off. There we go.
Yep.
All right. So here, you want to take the camera back? Maybe. Okay. So here we are. This is technically, theoretically, this is a full-size bed. The mattress is a full-size mattress, but it goes kind of underneath this insulation here on this side. You can see the insulation on both sides. It goes all the way down on this side, but by whatever quirks of me building this thing, it doesn't go all the way down over here, which allows me to kind of fit the full-size bed in there. But really, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, it can be a little cramped on this side with lots of people up here, but for one person it's more than enough. So anyway, that's the size of the bed if you're interested in that kind of thing. Here's my window that I keep covered kind of for insulation purposes. My window on one side is just like a little porthole kind of thingy. That's kind of my landlord's house / her little picnic area out there. And there's an opening window on that side. And Laurie, would you like to actuate that window?
I think I was avoiding this before because there were spiders outside.
There are spiders outside
But
preventing
that's
bugs from getting
the
inside.
window opening.
And then Can you show the ladder that kind of brings everything full circle to where we were earlier?
That's the backyard.
Woo! Backyard, all right.
Yep.
All right, so we've been downstairs, we've been upstairs. I can take the camera back if you want to go on down. There's the air conditioner.
Closing the window.
All my stuff.
Yeah, nice
Again,
shelf
this is
here.
Looking down. Oh yeah, nice little shelf for all your earplugs and candles and you know, whatever you want to have there. I probably wouldn't light all those candles at once. This is
Exactly where
wood
they are.
here. Right, exactly. Maybe I would move them a little bit. There's my gloves. Those kind of things. Some books. Some this guy's got this book that I've heard about and it makes for a pretty good read. A lot of my composting is kind of based on
Are you
that.
giving a book list?
Yeah, yeah. That Moby Dick over there.